Droner.
Hey, what's up, droners, and welcome to a Mavic tutorial. And today we're going to be talking about terrain follow mode. There's a lot of modes on this drone that we're going to talk about because cameraman Tony over here doesn't think that this Mavic is a drone worth having.
Image sucks.
Okay, whatever. It's an amazing drone. It's beautiful. It shoots 4K, shoots 1080, shoots 2.7K. You can do whatever you want to do. And that's what we're going to talk about today because it's a beautiful drone that I love very much. And what we're going to do today is just show off one of its many features of the terrain follow. Now, I've never used terrain follow before, so this will be my first time doing it. Honestly, all this really is just to prove to cameraman Tony and make him actually have to film the Mavic because he doesn't like it. But either way, we're going to play with this to be able to figure out what this thing can do when you put it into different active track modes. But the big one for today is terrain follow. And the concept of terrain follow, as far as I can understand, considering I haven't used it yet, is that it uses the camera sensors on the bottom of the drone to be able to accurately keep its exact same height as you change elevation. So that's why we are in a hilly area right now where I'm going to be going up a hill, and the drone should maintain the exact same height from me, not distance, height, above the ground as it ascends this hill with me. Hopefully I can do it for, I'm in okay shape, I guess, but it's supposed to stay at the same height. So if I set it at 9 feet, we go up the hill, it should still be at 9 feet when I get to the top of the hill, 9 feet above the ground. What the drone is actually doing while it's flying up the hill is that it's constantly checking its elevation in response to how it's seeing how far it is from the ground. So if it sees that the ground is suddenly at 8 feet, then it's gonna go up to 9 feet. It's gonna go up 1 foot. It's gonna keep that same exact height from the ground, no matter what the ground is doing, it's gonna keep the same height it started with. So yeah, so the technical term, as cameraman Sully has just told me, is that we are using this drone to make sure it maintains its AGL. AGL stands for above ground level. So if it's going to be 9 feet above ground level, then it stays at 9 feet above ground level regardless of where it goes because it is now tracking me and following me. I will not be flying the drone. The drone will be tracking me and it will be following at the exact same AGL that I set it to. I'll let you guys know what that is. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take off the drone, I'm going to set it into the mode of how you do that, and then I'm going to start going up this hill and we'll see how well it does. Let's do it. All right, here we go.
Take off.
All right, so now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take it a little bit away from me over here. So I'm gonna go up to this hill and climb it. But first I'm going to go into the modes. What I do is I go into the active controls. I go into terrain follow, which I've never clicked on before. When able, terrain follow will keep the aircraft at preset height above the ground. Terrain follow mode will be automatically disabled if the aircraft flies high. Okay, so maybe it is following, maybe it isn't, I don't know. Aircraft will automatically adjust when the flight altitude with the terrain. When the altitude is too high, the aircraft will automatically exit terrain mode. Apply. Oh, I think I still have to fly it actually. It didn't say anything about active tracking, so. Well, let's just see, I'm just gonna fly it real quick over that hill.
All right, explain that.
So I thought this was gonna be something where the drone actually is following me and keeping its terrain height, but I think it just keeps its terrain height just if I fly it. So we're gonna find out. So I'm gonna set it at 11 feet. We're gonna set it at 15 feet. All right, I'm gonna fly at 15 feet. I'm gonna take it nice and slow, see what she does. So I'm going uphill right now. So what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna just fly this directly at this hill and see if it actually elevates up to 15 feet above this hill. So stay tuned. I'm not gonna run into the hill, I promise you that. I'm scared, 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 I'm scared. I don't feel like it's doing it.
It's not.
Oh, there it is. It went up a little bit.
Just tell me it was delayed, but it might be good.
I was just too scared. Yo, this is scary. All right, we're gonna do this a safer way. I'm gonna start from this height. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start at a height that's above the hill itself and then fly over the hill and see if it goes up higher. Does that sound smart to you guys?
Yeah.
Hold on. It failed. It literally said, I have failed. All right, so I just failed it one time. It just failed itself one time. Shut up, cameraman Tony. But I'm trying it again. Fly over this hill and see if it actually maintains 31 feet over this hill as I go over it. So here we go. It looks like it's doing it. Okay. I think it did it. It went up a few
It's
times.
still going up, yeah.
Yeah. So actually, let's see if it goes down now. 'Cause that means it should come back down this height as I come back. In theory, right?
It's not.
Not at all. This is stupid.
SD card is full.
Oh.
Okay. All right.
All right, guys, so what you just saw was my attempt to do the terrain tracking thing. Obviously, I was incredibly incorrect at the information that cameraman Tony gave me, that it was supposed
I
to be
did
doing
it.
active tracking
it.
and following me. So, you know, it's fine. Cameraman Tony, you're a good guy. It's cool. So either way, everything can't be a winner. You know, there's a lot of different modes in this drone, a lot. So this is one mode that I do not see a purpose for because it did actually do a little bit of the terrain follow like it was supposed to do, I guess, but it wasn't impressive. So the reasons I think it might not have worked is because of, I don't know, like how bright the ground is right now or something. Maybe it's looking for a street or something, but it didn't really, I mean, I feel like this is where you'd want to be if you'd want to be doing something like terrain follows, like a hilly, dirty area, dirt by actual dirt, not dirty like that, but dirt-filled area. So why it didn't work, I don't really know. I really don't know. I actually calibrated all my sensors last night. I cleaned them, so it should have worked. I really don't know why it didn't work. So when I went over the hill there, I actually noticed that one of the things that it did is when it did actually change the height on my phone that it was telling me when I was flying did in fact change. I set it at, I think 30 feet, and it went up to 50 feet to be able to maintain that it went up 20 feet on a slope, but it still said 50 feet on the phone of its height. Cameraman Tony thinks that it might be some form of GPS terrain that's actually embedded into the drone, or it's connected with the GPS, so it just has like these preconceived areas where it's going to be. I don't think GPS is that advanced to where it's going to have to be able to follow a terrain map. I think it uses the sensors on the bottom of the drone because it has a bunch of sensors on the bottom of the drone to maintain height and be able to tell what the height is. So I think that's what it was, and I think those sensors just weren't working, or I wasn't doing it correctly. So you guys tell me if you guys ever use this. I'd love to know what you use it for, because I actually cannot imagine a real purpose for this, because I don't ever have a problem maintaining any form of height when I'm flying. Like that's one of the easiest things to do is play with the throttle when I'm in the air. I suppose cameraman Tony's idea is that if it works well, that somebody's going on a dirt bike track and you could just be following them and worrying about the camera, not worrying about the height of where the drone is flying, in the sense of there's hills and stuff, and it'll just stay the same height over the hills while you're just flying. But at the same time, like I said, maybe I'm just a professional pilot and I'm used to flying so much, I don't have a problem keeping my altitude. That's actually the easiest part of flying a drone, I think. But at the same time, it's something that was meant to be useful. I'd love to hear what you guys use it for if you do. So please tell me in the comments below. Tell me how I have not done this correctly. Whatever you got, because I could use the advice on this one. So let me know what you think. Either way, cameraman Tony's still wrong, still a great drone. Droners, thank you for checking out this almost useful tutorial video about the terrain tracking. But if you want to see really useful things, then we actually have them. There's videos of me actually showing things that work here. Or you can actually go and check out our intro page, because that also verifies that we do know what we're doing 95% of the time. As always, go ahead and support by subscribing to us or getting one of these t-shirts or hitting up our Patreon page. And as always, make sure you stay fly.